where Zoro is still cutting the fuck out of Pika. We finally had one of those stupid-ass freaking executives finally defeated in this chapter. We also got to see a little bit of Luffy versus Bellamy throughout this fight as well, so it's like, yo, let's fucking go. So I guess to say in this chapter, as I pretty much said, yeah, we still got the fight going on between Luffy versus Bellamy. I still don't see why we kind of only saw a little panel of this. I mean, I don't think this should be a long fight at all, really. Like, it's Bellamy at the end of the day, and we all know Luffy is going to fucking absolutely wipe the floor with it. I mean, he did manage to get in, like, one arm and haki punch into, like, Luffy's, like, gut and all that, so I'm expecting Luffy's going to fight back and, you know, beat the shit out of them. And not to mention, a lot of this chapter actually focused on the Zoro versus Pika fight, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's still ongoing? Anime has literally just, like, pretty much started continuing on with this fight and stuff like that. And this hasn't even ended in the manga. And it's like, I know, like, the manga and anime are pretty close together, but Jesus Christ, I honestly thought this is, like, one of the longest fights. No, I'm pretty sure this is the longest fight going on in Dressrosa. Like, Zoro versus Pika. And it's like, there hasn't been really any progression into the matter. It's like, Zoro's still cutting the fuck out of there, and just Pika keeps moving to another destination where there are just rocks for him to transform. I mean, there was a nice little bit of comedy with him, and also as well, Baby 5, like, he was, like, doing it, like, his weird laugh. He was going, Pika, Pika, like, and, you know, he has, like, a really high voice, which I really want to hear in the anime. That's, like, one of the only reasons I kind of want to see him in the anime right now, is because I want to hear that stupid voice that he has, and it's like Zoro's like, what the fuck is that? Like, one thing that what this chapter did, it did make me laugh, especially with that, because we did get the confirmations as well on, like, who everyone's fighting. Dylan just seems to be fighting Gilly right now. We get to see one of Dongjin Zhao's grandsons is actually fighting Baby 5, and she's like, oh, you need me, don't you? And I'm like, I love you, Baby 5. Like, you just make me laugh all the time. And that's the thing, is, like, you've also had as well Hajuludin, one of the giants. He was against Mark Weiss, and this is the thing. I give my, like, freaking Hajuludin, like, taken out fucking Mark Weiss in this chapter. I give him some props, but honestly, it's like there were a lot of just side characters as well, just being thrown throughout the chapter. Like, there was that one guy that was just, like, with Zoro, like, that pirate guy, like, he was just out, like, freaking nowhere. Like, I think his name was, like, Olympus or something like that. And then also as well, we're seeing, like, Blue Kitty, like, there's this, like, Dellinger, like, Dongjin Zhao's grandson, there's this baby. Where the fuck is Dongjin Zhao? Like, let's see him fight. Like, Hajuludin, it's like, all these guys who, let's be honest here, they're pretty much irrelevant now, like, during this arc and all this, as they lost in the Colosseum, and they're fighting against the executives, and I'm thinking, it's like, why are we having this much detail on, like, someone like Mark Weiss throughout a chapter? Like, he came around during, like, a million-ton, like, Vice and all that, and I gotta get, this is the thing, I do respect this. He went up there saying, I don't care, you know, if I lose my life to this, you guys saved me and all that, and he's like, I still got one good fucking arm, and he goes, gun gear, like that. He literally punches it, and you see all the bones breaking in his fist, and you know he punches him so hard that fucking knocks that piece of shit out, and he goes flying into the cage, and he's probably, like, all fucked up and dead right now. It's like, yeah, I like that, but it's like fucking Mark Weiss. Like, Mark Weiss is, like, one of the most stupidest and irrelevant characters of all, like, the Doflamingo's executives. If we want to go and see someone, we should go and see Diamante versus Kiros right now, or something like that. Like, Treble as well, because, you know, Diamante and Treble, they're, like, some big guy in the freaking, like, organization, especially as well Pika, they're the big three there. So I'm thinking, like, why are we not, like, you know, focusing on that? Or at least, you know, we did have a lot of the Pika fight in this chapter. It's like, we honestly should have been done with this fight a long time ago. But it's like, yeah, apart from that, it's like, I feel like this chapter was just very slow. It made progression. Like, we had one of the executives finally defeated, and we've got to see, like, all the setups of the fight and stuff, but honestly, it's like, who the fuck cares about Mark Weiss? I will never fucking meet a Mark Weiss fan. Like, if I'm ever going to see someone on the street saying, like, or someone probably in the comment section, if you do, I'm going to slap you, like, if you say you like Mark Weiss. It's like, you're going to say, like, oh, look at this, Mark Weiss, he was such a cool villain and all that. Yeah, what did he do for, like, did he breathe fire? Did you know, was he able to, like, construct electricity? Was he control magnet, like Magneto? No, he belly flops things really hard. I'm pretty sure, like, one of the, like, the Alabaster villains did that as well, and it's pretty much the same, but just a big fat man in a beard and a fucking tutu. Where the fuck's he in? Honestly, yeah, like, this chapter had its moments, but it's like, at the time, it just gave me a little bit of comedy, and it's like, just like, I'm kind of getting a little bit tired with the pacing in One Piece now. Not like we should have already ended this arc a very long time ago, because this is probably one of the longest arcs in One Piece. If you're not counting like everything of Alabasta, like you're not counting like, you know, Little Garden, you know, actual Alabasta itself, and you know, all the places. But it's like, I'm gonna give this one a 5.5 out of 10 this week. It was good at some parts, you know, we did have progression and stuff like that, but other than that, it was just like, you know, fucking Monk Vice, and he got knocked out by just a random giant guy, and you know, everyone else, like freaking like Pika's fight is still going on with Zoro, and it's like, I give respect to Zoro because he did respect, you know, the guy at the end saying, you know, once you wake up, we're gonna fucking, you know, be out of here. And you know, it's just like Dellinger and like Baby Fly fighting irrelevant people. Like, that's honestly it. Like, I should say for next week we should already be done with, you know, the whole fight with Bellamy. That should be, you know, because it's fucking Bellamy at the end of the day, and we should at least either like focus more on the Pika one, and that should be done, or we should go to the Kiros fight right now versus Diamante, because that's something, you know, I really want to see, and that's a way more important fight than Mark Vice getting knocked the fuck out. But yeah, that's really much my take on this chapter. Let me know anything in the comment section down below. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.